Hello. So in this video I want to look really at success and what that has to do with our happiness. Okay, so what a lot of us believe, I think, is that once we're successful we'll be happy. Okay, now I think there's evidence of that all over the place, that people are striving towards that success that they think will make them feel they've made it, that they are someone, that they've got it all, and that they're therefore happy. Now, interestingly, research hasn't really borne that out. Shauna Core, who is a positive psychologist, wrote a book called The Happiness Advantage, and he and others actually have shared the outcome of that research with the organisations and individuals, which shows in fact that it's happiness that makes it successful, not the other way around. Okay, so I guess it follows, if we're happy, we're feeling more creative, more resilient, more enthused, more motivated, that maybe we have direction that keeps our focus, that keeps us persevering towards something that we see as successful. So that's the first thing I think is really worth considering, is that if you believe that you might be more happy when you're more successful, the chances are that it's the other way around. It is for most people, okay? What that also brings us to, though, I think, is that I'm talking about success as if you and I have the same understanding of what that is, and actually it's quite subjective, isn't it? And I suppose therefore redefining success takes it a step further, which is acknowledging that if my success and what feels successful to me is very different to yours, then we really need to spend a bit of time maybe considering what our success really is, because maybe we're talking about it with each other as if we're sharing that definition. So I think what I mean by that really is that, for example, if someone's described as a very successful person, I don't always like the sound of that person, okay, and I like to think that's not about jealousy. I think it's because I associate some behaviours with success that I don't particularly like or enjoy. However, if I start thinking, so what do I think success is then? What would I be doing? How would I be feeling if I described my life as successful? Then it starts to have a new meaning for me, and I think that sounds quite exciting. I kind of fancy that. So Robert Holden, who is an expert on happiness and on success, he wrote a book called Success Intelligence, and I did a coaching course with him relatively recently about defining our own success really and helping other people to do that. So one of the things he says about success is that if our definition of it has little or no mention of love in it, then we need to get another definition. Okay, so that might not resonate with you. Maybe love feels a bit odd next to success. But I guess what he's getting at really is that if traditional views of success leave us feeling a bit cold, which they certainly have done for me, we maybe need to get a definition that it resonates with us more so that we can work towards that, or notice that we already have it. So this could be about loving the work you do, or behaving with compassion and kindness to your clients and your colleagues. It could be about doing something that you know is or believe is valuable and good in the world. So what I'd like you to consider is whether your view of success and your judgment about whether or not you are successful is possibly interfering with your ability to feel happy. Because I think it's quite significant. I think a lot of comparison comes into success, a lot of I want that life, I want their partner, I want this going on in my life, that relationship looks better than mine, that dog looks better than mine. You know, we can get into that whole thing that we start to not feel successful unless all these ridiculous criteria are being met, okay? So what I'd like you to do today is just notice how you feel when you hear or see the word success being used. Just really be honest with yourself about how that leaves you feeling. Do you feel like you're comparing yourself against that person? Do you make assumptions about what that success might be like for that person? Just really do a bit of research into your relationship with success, basically. Really kind of like just a straightforward bit of research. The other thing I'd like you to do is just think about one thing you've done today or you're going to do today, and recognise that it's successful, because I think we can be really hard on ourselves and not notice when we've done things well, not notice the small successes that we have every day, you know, even if everyone else is doing them around you, it's still successful, you've still done it well, okay? Or maybe you're exceptional at something, and learn to notice that and appreciate that as well. It's very hard to feel motivated if you never feel that you've done something well enough, you know? It's a strange sort of motivation where you never feel good enough that you keep persevering rather than because you're delighted by your progress. So just ease up on yourself a little bit and notice the things you do successfully today, okay? And the last thing I would love you to try, because I think it's really powerful actually, is redefine success for you. So write down on a piece of paper, just write and write and write until you've really decided what it is that really resonates with you and what success looks like for you. Okay. There are a lot of very successful people apparently that don't feel successful. Now I suspect that might be because they've got what looks like a successful life, but maybe it isn't that meaningful to them, or maybe they made assumptions about how it would make them feel to be successful. So I just think that's interesting to know. So what would your life actually look like, and how would you be feeling for you to describe it as successful? Okay, so have fun doing that, and thanks for watching.